And welcome to the Matt and Shane video game podcast, episode
6.
Yep, that's the one.
Episode 6. It's a podcast where we talk about video games.
We sometimes talk about video games.
Sometimes we talk about video games.
What accent are you doing there?
That's just me like speaking without moving my teeth. Like my teeth are together. But you should try it too. You just move your lips and your tongue, not your jaw.
We sometimes talk about video games.
Yes.
Okay.
You're not going to keep doing it? Okay.
No.
Neither will I then.
God, no.
Sounds stupid, huh?
So what have you been playing and or buying this week?
I'm proud to say I didn't buy anything this week. I'm pretty sure.
Canned applause.
Yes, thank you. It's been 1 week since not buying anything.
Nice.
And it's been terrible. No, it's been alright. Because there's free games that are free. And, well, I guess probably I'll be playing 2 games more than any other. I didn't even get to play much Red Dead this week, actually. I don't know why. I'm sort of just savoring playing the rest of that game. It's like running out too fast. I thought I had more time. Like more of the game left to play, but I really don't.
I haven't picked it up at all yet.
Wow. That's fine.
Yeah.
You'll get there. I got lots of people who I'm trying to make play that game. They're like, yeah, I'm going to play it next. But you need to give it the time it deserves, I suppose, especially for a first playthrough.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to set aside a couple of days for that. But what I have been playing is that, I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, is a game called Robocraft.
Yep.
And that's a free game on Steam. Got a bit of a crew going on that one. Well, a platoon they call it, when you party up and stuff. And basically it's a game where you build mechs out of blocks and then you fight them in an arena. Yep. And do capture points and stuff like that, or just team deathmatch and stuff like that. And you can have a mech sort of robot, or a car looking thing, or flying, or tank, or
a
hover.
big dick.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen a big dick in there yet, although I've had lots of talk about it though.
I'm sure when the game first came out,
that's
all there was.
Yeah, you see some interesting designs, a giraffe or something like that. I've seen that kind of stuff. And
really tall, thin ones, and it just looks
some really
weird.
Abstract ones. But the game was set out pretty well. In the way the experience worked and leveling worked, and every level you're given so much quote unquote CPU to use when you're building your robot, which basically limits how much stuff you can put onto it.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what the CPU actually was.
Yeah, well, we worked it out. And then only a couple of days ago they put out their big epic loot update, where they changed a lot of things. Well, a few things in major ways, and it's pissed everyone off. And it's this always happens to free-to-play games. You have this sort of harmonious period where it's all good, and then there's this one update that just fucks it all up. Yeah. And everyone gets super pissed about it. Yeah. And basically what they did is you'd play a round of whatever mode, and then you'd get such and such 20,000 credits, which you could spend on whatever you wanted. But now it's a crate drop system now.
Oh, kind of like what TF2 does. Okay.
Yeah. And it's just
do you have to is it the same with TF2 where you have to buy the keys, or is it just a crate drop of an item that you can always...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a random one, because I haven't actually played it since that update, because that was only a couple days ago and I haven't been playing too much. But I've been playing it with our buddy Jesse a lot, and I think he tried it and he said he didn't like it at all.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people are being vocal about that. And because you can just because exactly you don't get to pick what you want. It's just and it could be random cosmetic shit as well.
Yeah.
And you keep getting the same random cosmetic thing that you don't even want.
Can you sell it for in-game credits or anything to the
you can
in-game
smelt
store?
it, I think.
Okay, so similar to TF2 with
Yeah.
the crafting. Oh.
The devs are apparently like really like, yeah, we want to like model it off how these other games are doing it. Everyone's just like, why though? The way they had it was pretty good. I don't see why they thought they needed to change it.
No, because the way they had it was very creative in the fact that, like, if someone wants to have a creative mind, they can buy exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Well, now it's kind of limiting you with your creativity because you can either only use what they give you or pay money.
For sure. Like before this update, I would have definitely recommended this game that everyone at least try it and see if it's like their thing. Because it was definitely my thing. And like it was really cool, like working your way toward, like, because like when you get to like the top levels and stuff, like you get to level 100 and you don't unlock any more blocks you can use.
Yep.
But you just get more and more CPU for another 50 levels, so you can make these huge, like absolutely huge robots. And if you go on YouTube, you can look up some videos of people making these really big ones.
Yeah.
And like working your way towards that was really cool. And like, and apparently like the matchmaking like is a bit unbalanced now too with this new update.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because like there's definitely weapons that are better than others, and well, I never really could work out how they match you together, because there's like your level, then there's your robot rank, because like people at high levels can still make small robots, and then there's like your CPU and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just because of your robot's size doesn't always determine your skill with said robot either.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, so it remains to be seen whether. Well, I'll have to try it myself and see what I actually think of the new update, and maybe they'll change it or flesh it out. So you really can't judge it just on what people say, because a lot of people don't like change like in any form, and they'll bitch about it, whatever. But from what I've seen so far, it actually looks like a bad update. And
the only difference with this update is like, because the game's free to play, it's not like people have paid for this game. There's now drastically
different. It's early access. I like dropped a little, like $2 to like, because you can get like premium and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, you pay like $2 to get like, I don't know, 1,000 Robo Creds or whatever, Robo Bucks.
Yeah.
And then you pay like 300 of those to get like a day's premium.
Okay. What does premium give you?
Pretty much like doubles your RP and XP output.
Okay.
At least it did before. I don't really know how that would change now. I don't think they use RP anymore, so I don't know.
It might all just be buying blocks now.
Yeah, I think so actually, but so that's Robocraft, and then the other game I've been playing a lot on the Xbox 360 is a game Guardian Heroes, which I think I've badgered you a lot to try and buy.
Yes, and someone else has gone and bought it now.
Yes, because I was badgering Jesse at the same time. And he lives really close to me, so...
Yes.
And it's only $5 on the arcade, which I think they've gotten rid of Microsoft points now. You just buy it with just money now.
Oh, thank you. It was so confusing.
Yeah, and they're probably like, oh, this is kind of stupid.
Yeah,
like
especially
Disney
with the next-gen consoles.
Yeah. But
so what's it like?
Oh, it's really fun, man. It's like really challenging. It's like, okay, so it's a side-scrolling brawler with like 3 planes, if that makes sense. Or at least I think it's 3. So like in some brawlers you can move like up and down the stage, and sometimes that's like a problem because you can't like, you're like not exactly on the same
plane.
Yeah, and so you're missing.
I hate that.
But this one's like 3 sets of planes, so you can like jump between and stuff.
So is it kind of like, I guess, if you've played Little Big Planet, how there's like, you can tell which plane they're in, and you can easily jump between.
Yeah, I didn't know there was more than one plane on Little Big Planet. Actually,
there's 3.
Oh well, I haven't played it since like you were playing it like way back in the day when it came out. So
yeah, that was a good couple of years ago.
Yeah, we should pick it up again.
I have been, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be missing out. But so it's like a fantasy sort of brawler. It's made by Treasure, by the way, so that should tell you like that it's good. And it originally came out on the Sega Saturn, back when Sega Saturn was the thing. And this is like, so like if you want to play this game, you can either go buy a Sega Saturn and then buy Guardian Heroes, or you can buy this sort of updated kind of one on the 360 arcade.
Oh yeah, and it's only available on XBLA.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, there's no PC release of it, which I think is really strange.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. But you have all these characters, and like, there's about 5 characters I think you can play from, and like they're all very unique, and they all have like a whole combo list and stuff like that. And like the game's challenging, so you like actually have to know how to like do all the combos, like if you want to like actually like utilize your character properly and stuff. And I've been having a lot of fun with the one I picked, who is like sort of like the really fast agility melee character, and Jess usually plays the sword guy because he's like, for some reason the sword guy like just starts off like super strong for some reason, and like levels up way quicker, and like there's like these magic swords that you get through the story, and he's always the one he's like the only one who can use them and stuff, and and they give him like a big stat bonus as well.
So do you level up your characters you play along the story?
Yeah, and then so it's got those RPG elements in it where you level up your characters, and it's cool making different builds, and every character has like magic and stuff like, and you and you do magic by doing combos. So you could do it the long way, which is like pretty much terrible, and I don't think you're actually meant to do it that way. And so because this is like a new one, there's like, you can play with the original graphics style, which is like pixels, and this new one, which looks like a bad filter. So like we like just started off with the remix one, and then we tried the original one, and we're just like, oh, this is so much better. But there's 2 like control schemes as well. Oh, okay, yep. And there's even like little gameplay changes between the original and the remix version. Like just little things like the way your mana regens and stuff like that. Whether you like get it back from like hitting enemies and defeating enemies, and sometimes it doesn't do that depending on which setting you use. Oh, okay. And another thing about this game is like the way the levels work. It's not linear. It's like, so you beat a level, and then like you beat the boss, and then you have to make a choice, and then from the choice you make, it'll take you to like a different stage. So if you say yes, it'll take you to stage 3, and if you say maybe, it'll take you to stage 4. You say no, it'll take you to stage 5. And so the difficulty scales that way as well. Like the higher the stage, the harder the enemies get. So if you're making the wrong choices, you're going to be facing like level 80 enemies when you're like level 20 or something like that, and it just won't go well. How do you know which choice to make? Or you don't every time you make a choice, it'll like save what stage it takes you to. So the next time you do a run through, oh, okay, it'll tell you, and it's a credit-based game. You get 8 credits between the both of you. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it is kind of like an arcadey type where you can redo it over and over again. Yeah, and that's cool. Like that's what I like about it. Cool, because like you definitely feel a sense of progress when you play it as well. And I'm not really sure how long it is too. We've made it to like, I don't know, I can't even say how far we've made it into it, but it's like really interesting the way the settings change, and like the way the boss battles change, and like the differences that happen depending on the choices you make. Oh, okay. It's actually a really cool game, and you should get it so you can play it and start learning it. Yeah, I might, because I actually fired up my 360 the other night, so I was going to have a look for it, then I forgot the name of it. Yeah, so. It's because I've been really trying to get into more beat-em-ups, because I really like that genre. And speaking of Xbox Live Arcade, I was really disappointed to find out that you can't get the Scott Pilgrim game anymore, because the licensing ran out and they've taken it down off PSN and Xbox Live Arcade. Oh no. The only way you can get it is emulation. Emulate 360, or if you're in America, at least, you can like go to a Best Buy and like buy a download code for it, and that should still work. Oh really? Yeah. That's a shame. I actually never saw anything about the game, but it's really solid, man. Like in the vein of like Castle Crashers, kind of good. It's like, that's a shame. Nice soundtrack. Yeah. So you're gonna have to fire up that 360 emulator. Yeah. Don't you just hate like that kind of thing where the license runs out and they just delist it? Like, yeah, that's the like one of the problems with digital that they don't talk about, is that they can do that, and then once like a digital product's gone, it's like, where is it? Well, it's gone. Yeah, it's like
you know, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So obviously the game was physically launched on PS2 with a disc, and everything was stuck on the disc. On the re-releases on, I think, both the PS3, Xbox re-release plus the PC port, because all the licensing for the music actually ran out, so the contract was only for a certain amount of dates, they patched all of the digital versions. So a lot of the music was removed from the game on all the digital versions.
Right.
And I think that also, it must include iOS unless they got a release for that. But yeah, I'm not sure if they've actually then gone back and gotten all the licenses for the music. But yeah, like a couple months ago, I think they actually just had to flat out patch the game so that the music was removed.
Oh my god. Yeah, licensing is a tricky thing, man.
It's annoying, yeah, especially with everything going digital, because you'd think for the license it would just be, you can have this music in the game for the game's lifetime.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think they would put a set date on a game that was released physically. It's weird, though.
But yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing this week.
Oh, yeah.
So how about you?
So I, like I said last week, I have been playing Star Fox Zero, the new one. So I played a little bit before the podcast last week, but I was actually able to get in to doing it. So the main...
I want to hear about the controls that I've been hearing about.
Okay. So with controls, it's all right. So what they do is if you're playing, because I'm pretty sure you can only play it...
They're called gyro controls, aren't they?
Yeah, like motion controls. So is what they like to call them on the gamepad. But
okay.
So I'm pretty sure you can only play the game having both the TV and the Wii U gamepad. Some games will allow you to only use the gamepad, like if you've got the TV off or something. But so you have to play it like that. And the way it works is on the main TV, it will show you your third-person perspective of your ship or mech or any of the different kind of modes you can get. And that allows you to... You don't really have any control over the camera, but you can do like a lock-on. So if you lock on to a target, on the main screen, it will keep the camera locked onto that. But also depending on the different form you're in. So say just in the normal like ship... I don't know. I forget all the names of these. I didn't really pay too much attention to the names. But your normal ship that you fly around in, if you lock on to like an enemy, the camera will be stuck on that enemy, and then you can then kind of look at how you're flying around that. So you won't automatically kind of like fly towards it. You'll fly as normal, but the camera will just stay locked to it. So the camera could be, say, facing behind you or whatever. And then on the gamepad, you'll have the first-person perspective of the cockpit, and then what you do is you've got your normal driving with the left stick, and then you've got like a boost with the... So you're constantly moving. You can't ever like stop the movement. It's just constantly moving.
Man. I think that's how they've always done it though. In Star Fox. Yeah, pretty much. It's supposed to be like a rail shooter.
Yeah, like some sections will open up into like more of a battlefield section where you have to fly around, but a lot of when they do stuff like that, a lot of them are built around a circular area, so you can kind of always just continually go round and round, and there'll always be like a main focus will either be in the middle of an area, so you're not really going from the left side to the right side, you're just focusing mainly on the middle. So I think they've developed it around that. But you're in your cockpit view or whatever view you're in. For the different mechs on your gamepad, you get the first-person perspective of the vehicle you're in. You get the normal driving, and then you've got like a boost or a deceleration if you're in the normal ship. In some of the other ones, you've got stuff like one of the ships. It's an ascend and descend because it's like a hover type helicopter thing, and it can drop like a little like robot thing. But anyway. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that you're always moving in most of the vehicles you're in. And then one of the vehicles which I found weird is like this little mech thing, and you actually you kind of just like walking around the environment in this like similar to like a mech suit type thing. But the way they do the controls is really strange, like because each ship has a different control scheme, so it kind of messes you up when you first play it. So in like the ship, you've got your left, right, up, down. It'll just move around, and then you've got like, and then your right and left on the right analog stick will do like a dash left and a dash right. But like in the mech, your right and left analog stick will be a look left and look right. So it kind of messes you up sometimes.
Okay.
The controls are a bit interesting, but it's quite easy to pick up. And then with the motion, that's when you do your fine aiming. So you do a lot of looking between the main TV and the gamepad. I actually found myself pretty much just nearly constantly just looking at the gamepad. I just got used to the first person kind of driving around rather than having to look up and see what's around me. I'll do an occasional look up just to look for enemies. But yeah, I was able to just pretty much stare at the gamepad and use the motion to kind of fine aim, which is all right.
And what do you think of the story so far?
The story, I started playing on the Saturday. I was finished by midday Sunday.
Okay.
The story is very short. I haven't played any other Star Fox games before, but it kind of does this little introduction. The funniest thing I found is so it shows you your father. So you play as Fox McCloud, and your father is James McCloud. So I'm gonna guess that Fox was developed before they had to then name a second Fox. And pretty much the only feature that differs them is your father looks exactly like you, but he's wearing sunglasses.
Oh, okay.
So they look nearly exactly the same, and the only way they do it is maybe a slight color change on the outfit, but you hardly ever see his outfit. You mainly see his face. So you can only tell that if it's got glasses on, that's your dad. If he doesn't have glasses on, it's you. So it's interesting.
That's character design 101 right there.
Yeah, Nintendo A+ on character design. But yeah, the story it's all right. It's the way it really displays it. So that when you first start the game, it's just a big kind of wall of text, and then it just speaks to you. So dictates what's got written up there. There's not many cutscenes. All of the cutscenes are just in game, flying from here to here. And then in between each mission, they'll have just the commander will talk to your team, and then that's it, and you kind of get what's going on. So you pretty much just have to. You start the game, you fly around, you shoot things, and the idea is to kill Andros. And
him.
And you fly between planets and stuff. It's been pretty cool, but the story was really short. Maybe I may have had 6 to 8 hours max gameplay time. It may have been a bit more with kind of the small amounts of shittiness that I was doing. I failed a few. The main length was me failing some levels and having to redo them over and over again.
How many difficulties are there?
I don't remember choosing a difficulty.
Do you think we'll go back and try if they do have higher difficulties?
Yeah.
What do you think of replaying the game?
Well, 'cause what they've done is they've got the story mode. And then once you finish the story mode, you unlock the arcade mode, which is then you play through again, but you try and beat your time in each level. But the way to do it, you can't just choose the level. You actually have to play start to finish, beating the time. It's like a speed run of the whole game kind of thing.
Fair enough.
And then they've got another mode, which I don't know what it is, because you have to then finish arcade mode to get this other mode. So I started up arcade mode the other day, but I didn't get all the way through it because I kind of got a bit bored of playing the same thing again. But it's all right. So I'm going to try and unlock whatever this other mode is. It doesn't even tell you what it is, so it could just be something I don't care about. But I want to know what it is, so we're gonna do it. But yeah, story mode's really short, but it's fun. Compared to the reviews that a lot of people are saying it's not great, I actually found some fun in it. The controls I didn't mind too much. You get the hang of them. There is a co-op option. I don't know how it works because I haven't been able to test out the co-op. So maybe we'll have to give that a go.
Yeah, for sure.
So I played that. Beat it. I also tried the game that came with it, or you can also buy on eShop separately, which is Star Fox Guard. It's pretty much just a tower defense game.
All right. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. So it's a tower defense game, huh? Yeah,
so what happens is you play as a different character, and then...
Oh, a different one? Which one?
Yeah, they didn't say. It's like a new character.
Oh, an original content.
Yeah, and then there's a mine, like I think it's the Cunaria of something mine. You're trying to protect that, and then so they've got like a core in the middle, and then it's just like a little maze thing, and you place like cameras around the maze, and then you jump into the perspective of the camera, and then you shoot from that. So it's on your main TV, you'll have like in the middle you'll see like a live feed of one of the cameras, and then all around you see like live feeds of all the other cameras.
Okay.
But they're kind of like they only show like a frame every like half second it will update. So it's very slow. So then you tap on the gamepad, you tap on the camera you want to go to, then you take control of that camera, and then you shoot the little robots that are trying to get in. So it's kind of cool. So you can't like place down towers to defend for you. It's, from what I've played, it's all you actually having to tap into the tower, shoot, and move around. It gets a little stressful sometimes when you've got like 4 things coming in at once.
Yeah. Well, that's
you
tower defense games, so.
Yeah. But when you're not able to put defenses down to do it for you, when you have to tap over, that gets a little stressful. But you don't have to kill every robot. You've only got to kill a specific amount of this one type of robot, which is the only ones that can actually destroy the core. The other ones like start. So some of the little robots sort of come in will like destroy your cameras or like remove the feed from the camera and stuff. So then you have to like try and kill them so then your feed will stay active. Otherwise, if all your cameras go, obviously you can't defend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's got like an online mode, so you can actually you can't like edit any of the maps, but you can set a thing so that you can set what robots will come in at what times on a specific map, but you can't actually set like draw out a map and custom design a map or anything like that.
Right.
And then you can like compete against other people with how they've designed their robot roster or whatever they call it. I don't know. It's pretty cool. So I played that. And also related to a little bit of news we might talk about later is I jumped and played some Fable Anniversary.
Oh, yes. When did you pick that up? Ages ago?
Ages ago, yeah.
You played Fable though, like when it came out, right?
I never had an Xbox. So you
never had to play any of the Fables, huh?
No, I watched...
Okay. Well, the first one's a good one to start with, especially the Anniversary Edition, because it's like the same game, but like...
Yeah, it didn't seem too different, like... Because I own Fable The Lost Chapters on Steam, which I tried to play with an Xbox controller, which worked, but then the game's a bit buggy and it crashed, which apparently is a known thing on the Steam version. I used to watch... this is going back to what, grade 10? So, I used to watch some people play it quite a lot because they would play it a lot. I found I could watch that game a lot more when I was younger than actually feel like playing it.
Oh, really?
I don't know why.
Well,
it's a pretty cool game to watch.
Yeah. I know my buddy Jay, he like loves Fable 1.
Well, Jay and Axel are the people I used to watch play it.
Yeah.
So.
And like Jay got the Anniversary Edition and just mished it out and like full 100% of it and did everything in it. Like,
I'll see if I can do that.
It's one of those games like the more you like play it, the more you learn how to play it. And like if you've got like that particular style of playing it, I suppose it's like Fallout 3 for me anyway. Like whenever I play it, I always play it a certain way and like do little things always.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, and even with Fallout 3, I used to watch a lot of people play that before I would actually get interested in playing it myself when I was younger. But yeah, I've been enjoying the Anniversary, because I've played like maybe an hour or two of the original because someone lent me an Xbox once and I played it for a bit. So I found, it didn't feel that different. It wasn't like a
bit more bloomy effect on it.
Yeah, and it's got a much nicer texture pack.
Bit shinier, yeah.
But I think from what I can tell is what they did is they didn't change any of the animations, I don't think, and they didn't seem to do any editing to pretty much anything but the texture and maybe the UI. Because all of the everything's still in pretty much the same proportion. Like when you're a kid, you've got a massive fucking head and like gloves that are 6 times too big.
That's just stylized.
I know, it's just weird though.
That's just the style, man.
And so that was still there, and then all the animations with their little kind of Xbox kind of clunkiness to the way the animations were done, they were all still there. So I don't know, it's pretty cool
Do
port.
you think you'll pick up Fable 2 and Fable 3?
I'll have to see how I feel with this one.
You could borrow Fable 2 off me because that's the one I've got.
And is that on 360?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all on 360.
Except original one was the only one that wasn't.
Yeah, but you've got an anniversary, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure how they released. Yeah, so what's the, like, because I know that Peter Molyneux got a lot of...
You're supposed to, what is it? Undersell and over-deliver. You like oversells and under-delivers.
Yeah.
So, like, his games are good, but he's like, oh, you can do this, and you can do this, and you can do this, and you're going to be able to, like, walk on water, and you're going to be Jesus and stuff like this, and, like, and then it's nothing like that when the game comes out.
Yeah.
So it likes to disappoint people.
Are they still good games, though? Like 2 and 3? Okay. Because I remember the hype was, like, massive.
I only played Fable 2, which is a bit of a shame, because I hear that that's, like, the weakest one of the three.
Oh,
a lot of people liked Fable 3. They said it was, like... Well, a lot of my friends who, like, played the first one said they liked the third one a lot, too.
Okay.
But, like, Fable 2, you can pretty much just, like, bash out in a couple hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But, like, so it's fun. And it's got it's got that awesome atmosphere to it, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, the game's pretty, like, easy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Because, like, I'm not too sure what path I want to... If I want to be evil or good. Like, I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to just take every decision as it comes rather than go, everything has to be evil.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, the funniest thing I love doing, like, at the start is, like, when you walk around the back of that house and, like, the couple's macking, and you go up and then he's like, I'll give you some gold if you don't tell anyone. And you're like, So you take the gold and he's like, good on you. And you get the bad deed. And then you go to his wife and go, this is where he is. Yeah. And then she goes and yells at him anyway. So I love that.
Yeah.
Small things like that. But yeah, I'm interested to see because I don't really know too much about the story of any of the Fables. But then 1, 2, and 3, they're all
pretty good.
They're all separate stories, aren't they? Or 1, 2, and 3?
Well, remember how I said I only played one of them?
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they're like, there's this universal law that all ties into it. Like, I'm pretty sure in Fable 2, you're like the super duper descendant of the guy from Fable 1.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Okay, so you do start off as a young person in Fable 2?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it is a new character?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, but yeah, I've been playing that. It was only a couple hours last night from because I heard some news. So I was like, I might as well play it.
Yeah.
And it's been all right. And I think that's all I really got to play this week. I had a pretty busy non-gaming week, which is always sad.
One I forgot to mention was I played a bit more of Wild Guns as well with Jesse.
Okay.
Do you remember Wild Guns for the NES? The SNES rather, not the NES.
Oh, yes. The
Cowboy
on
one.
the SNES, on your SNES emulator, yeah.
Yeah, we played that and got pretty far into it. It was pretty good.
I was just super shit at it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to play more.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah. And then one thing as well, the Humble Bundle this week or this, I don't know how often they do Humble Bundles.
Monthly, I don't know if I can find it.
They do,
I
yeah.
never buy them, so.
The special Humble Bundle of this time is a Nintendo bundle.
Oh my.
Which is, I mean, crazy stuff.
Yeah. Because Nintendo are tight, man. They don't like sales. Well,
the weirdest thing I found is I didn't realize that the Nintendo consoles were set out to do like buy a game not on the console. So, and that's what always gets me is like when if it's on Steam, because I know Steam can do codes, but I didn't realize that the Wii U and the 3DS could do codes.
Yeah, that's pretty sure they always could.
Okay, so it's a Humble Bundle for some Nintendo games on both the 3DS and Wii U.
So if you don't have a 3DS or a Wii U, it's kind of pointless if you don't have both, which is why I'm not getting it.
Well, it depends how much you want the game. And
I already had I at least had Retro City Rampage already.
I've got that on Steam, yeah.
Good game.
Yeah. So there's a mix of games. Like in each tier, there's a mix of both Wii U and 3DS games. Still buying the top tier, which currently is $13, which the main reason for that is to get Street Fighter 4 on 3DS and Darksiders 2.
Which is the number one way to play Street Fighter.
I would really want to see it. But even like those games, they cost more than $13 each, and then you get all the others.
It's good value.
So, definitely is. And apparently they're adding more games. So I will be getting this probably sometime this week, and I will tell you how it goes next week.
Sure.
Because it ends in 9 days. So I'm hoping they add more games before the end. Anyway, cool. So that's all I've been playing, and I don't think I bought anything. I haven't bought anything in a long time.
It's good.
I did actually buy some. I bought another Fallout bobblehead.
Of course.
So there you go.
No doubt.
Can't stop.
Gotta save them pennies for them games that are coming out. I really still think I want to buy that Star Ellis game. Like, I keep hearing more and more about that, and the more I want it. But man, I might wait like 6 months for it after it comes out.
6 months?
Just because it's like Paradox game. It'll need some time for them to iron it out a bit.
Okay.
I reckon anyway.
I'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get it.
Yeah.
And then
but yeah, you'd get it before me just to spite me. You would.
Yeah, pretty much. Not gonna
I'll
lie.
just have to sit there and play Master of Orion on my own.
Yeah.
I want to play more of that too. Just no time.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to the topic of the week.
Wow. That's the guitar widdly.
This week we're talking about remakes, and we already kind of did, didn't we? Because Fable Anniversary.
Yeah, but I think it leads quite nicely into...
And Guardian Heroes, technically. That's a port as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. So we have played some.
We have.
So that makes us qualified to talk about them.
But how often should these remakes be made? And by that I mean, like, they had, like, God of War 1 and 2.
Yeah.
HD remake. That's like one generation apart from PS2 to PS3. It's kind of like I already got them on. If you didn't have them, I suppose. But how many people were getting into God of War at God of War 3? You know, that's what I like to know.
But it's tough because it's a lot of game developers. They will, and it's especially been quite apparent with the PS3 to PS4 kind of area as well, where a lot of games are launching late in a console lifespan, so they bring it out, and then a couple months or a year later, they bring it out again and expect you to either buy it again, or because then they'll only add content to the.
At least Nintendo makes it easy for you. Yeah.
Well, the Nintendo, and that's the thing. Like with Nintendo and certain aspects of the way Sony do it. So on their like eShops, they'll release a digital version on their eShop, which is pretty much just an emulator that you're paying for.
Yeah.
So those kind of ports, like where you're just able to play it on a new console, I'm okay with those.
That's priced a bit high for me anyway.
Really?
But I feel.
It's still cheaper than even buying the game on... If you already own the old console, it's still cheaper than buying that game again.
Oh, for sure. Because the retro prices are bullshit, that's why.
Exactly, yeah.
The only one I want to get is Earthbound. Just to try it, because that doesn't emulate so well.
Yeah, I would like to try that as well, because it's quite a heavily talked about game, which neither of us have played.
Another one you can't really emulate is Pokemon Snap. So you should buy it so I can play it.
I really wish they would just bring the emulator out for that, but they might, because they have been doing more 64 stuff.
Yeah, but they just can't do it right so far. 64 is a bit tricky.
Yeah, true. Even Nintendo putting on the eShop.
Oh, they should definitely do that, or just make.
So I said emulator. My bad.
Oh, could you imagine a new one with like over 700 Pokemon in it? Oh man,
it'd be way too much. But that'd be fun. Slightly off.
They'd have to make the game longer than 3 hours though, but that's okay.
Definitely. Unless they did like a what they would probably do is maybe they'll do regions, and then so that each region you'll only see the new Pokemon.
Yeah, that would be so cool. It's nice to wax lyrical about that, but we're talking about ports and remakes, not fantastical games that don't exist yet.
Yes, so ports, remakes, what we mean is stuff like HD collections, where they're releasing the game physically again with slightly better texture pack.
The distinction to be made between like a full like a remake, where like what they're doing with Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
Like where they're completely doing it again from the ground up, and then like fully like scholarship edition for the Wii.
Yeah.
With a bit of added content and motion controls. Oh, that wasn't fun.
No, yeah. And even stuff like the one thing that I always think is the way what Grand Theft Auto 5 did, where it comes out on a console. So they've done it for a little while, but it came out, say, on the PS3, and then you knew that there was going to be a PC version. So if you wanted it on a PC, you have to wait. But then the PS4 came out, and then they released it a year later on the PS4, and are like, well, you better buy it again to have it. So they did add stuff. They added first-person mode and better textures, which is understandable because it is a new console.
Yeah. To me, it's all about like availability. Like that will justify like a port remake to me. Like a good example is Guardian Heroes. Like if they didn't have it on Xbox Live, I'd have to go buy emulate, which is one option. But like to do it legit,
I don't want you doing that.
To do it legit, you'd have to go buy a Saturn and then find a copy of Guardian Heroes and then buy it for exorbitant prices.
Yes, especially in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I like, and that's what I really like about Nintendo with the eShop, and even PlayStation are doing some stuff. But what do you think of stuff like, even like Fable Anniversary, or even something like what they did with The Last of Us HD remake or HD remaster?
They made a HD remaster of that game.
Yeah.
It just came out.
This was they did it really early on. So they relaunched it on the PS3 really late in the PS3's lifespan.
Yeah.
And then the PS4 came out, and The Last of Us HD remaster was one of the first PS4
frames
games
per second, right?
Actually, apparently it runs at 60 frames.
Oh my.
So it got a much better overhaul. Some would say maybe they were trying to plan this all along, but they downscaled it for the PS3. Who knows?
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, but what do you think of when they do stuff like that, where it's so close to the original game coming out, and they never announce that they're going to do such a thing, and then they just drop it on a new console and add more? Like they add reason to buy it, because it runs better, looks better, plays better, but yeah, you've already played it and bought it once. Do you really want to buy it again?
Well, I don't want to speak for what goes on in the twisted minds of game developers and publishers.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You can justify it as it being good for the players, and you can justify it as being good for like the money in their wallets as well. As in the developers' money that they'll get.
It is good for people who haven't played the game.
Maybe you don't want to buy a whole PS4 to just play The Last of Us. No, I certainly wouldn't. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, you knew this was going to be the worst version, so like maybe you should have just, why are you lingering on in the past so much? Just like progress. Don't worry about like leaving behind if they want to be left behind.
Yeah.
Why would you shoot yourself in the foot? That sort of links back to what we're talking about, the PlayStation Neo last week, or whenever that was. Yeah,
because they're just doing like a...
Got to make it suitable for both. And now what we're going to be talking about soon with Nintendo, what they're doing now as well.
Yeah. I thought I had something else to say. I forget now.
Think now. Reach deep into the recess of your mind.
Oh, actually, no.
No, you found it. Oh, yes, very good.
So I like... part of me likes the idea of the game developer going, okay, we made an awesome game. It sold really well. There's a new console. Let's actually push it to its limits so it will run better. Stuff like GTA 5, Last of Us. But the thing I don't like is the people who've already bought the game and have the shittier version of the game, they don't get an upgrade option. So I would like it if like I know Sony were doing something where say like similar idea, say a game like Call of Duty Ghosts or something that launches on every platform anyway. If you had the PS3 version, when the PS4 came out, or when the PS4 version finally came out, they actually had an option where you could pay like $10 and get the new version as well because you've already bought it.
Yeah.
But I think it's an opt-in for the developer. And I think stuff like that where they're just re-releasing a game on a newer console, especially when the new console itself is a lot more money, it'd be nice if every game had like an upgrade option, or like hey, I've already bought this on one console. Can I please get it on the second console? So I really wish they would like do something like that.
Did you play hear about they made that remade Ratchet and Clank 1?
But
they took planets out of it and took content out of it.
They took content out?
Yeah, there's less planets than the first one.
When I saw them launch, like talking about a Ratchet and Clank game, I thought they were releasing a new one.
No.
I didn't realize it was a remake.
No.
So they took stuff out.
There is a remake of the first 3 games, yeah.
Oh, so it's all 3 in combined?
No.
Oh.
There's both. So you can get the first 3 Ratchet and Clank games.
Yeah.
And then we won't count like Gladiator and all those knockoff ones. Then there's a new trilogy on PS3. Then there's the remake. So it's like just like your regular 1, 2, 3 HD on PS3. That was, and this is now the PS4 Ratchet and Clank 1. Where it's just Ratchet and Clank 1, like on really turbo graphics.
But it's been like upgraded for graphics, frame rate, and performance and stuff.
And they took stuff out of it.
Wow, I don't like that. Normally they add stuff, so they make a reason to want to.
And totally. And it's kind of like we could look at it the same way they remake movies as well. Like, are they just running out of ideas, or are they just bringing back the classics? Like, I don't know, man. When did Ratchet and Clank 1 come out? It wouldn't have been more than 15 years ago or something like that. That's probably why they were like, it's a 15-year anniversary, so I'll make it like 15 years.
They're doing that a lot now, aren't they?
But why are they doing it? It's because like where's the innovation in the games industry anymore and stuff
there
like
isn't.
that? No.
Original one came out in 2002, so 14 years. Not even 15.
But some ports and remakes are good. So it's like a double-edged sword, I suppose.
Yeah. When there's a reason to make a port, like it's a console you can't buy anymore, or it's such a nice frame, and it's been a decent amount of time.
Please port the Scott Pilgrim game to something. Just relicense it again.
Even to mobile or something. Like,
I really want to play
and
it.
what do you think about like ports to mobile? Like, say, like the Grand Theft Auto series getting ported to mobile.
It's like doesn't really interest me, but like it's cool that they do it, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, especially if it can actually work.
I kind of like that Rockstar did that better than being like, now buy like these games in the HD. You know, like doing a similar thing that they did with Ratchet and Clank, if you know what I mean. Like they did do one for San Andreas, I know that.
Yes, yeah, which is interesting.
That's fair enough, I suppose.
They didn't market it very heavily, so at least they weren't like...
Yeah, it was like a little sly thing, like, hey, maybe people want to... Like, that stuff's definitely the most popular one, so maybe people on the new gen, which is now old gen, want to play it.
Yeah.
And I think it's on the... what do they call the store on PlayStation 4?
PSN.
So it's always store? PSN? PS4
I don't know, PlayStation Store?
Yeah, whatever. It's on PSS? There now. In fact, I think they all are now.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing that 3 and Vice City got moved on there, but they didn't get any upgrades, so they were just...
And that's fine. That's just making it more available, you know?
Yeah, and I like that. I really like...
Until the licensing runs out and they have to take all the music out.
Yes, well, yeah.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
Definitely. And on ports as well, what do you think of the idea of game developers making the game for a console and then porting to PC, where that way they're really making it so it works on a console and that's as great as it can be, instead of making it on PC to make it super great then scaling down for console?
Yeah, they should do it the other way around, but, at least they do it at all,
I guess.
I just wish they put Red Dead Redemption on PC as well.
I don't think they ever will.
No, they won't. Apparently the code is too fucked.
Oh, really?
Like, it's a jumbled mess.
Really?
Yeah. So they'd have to, rewrite it all to do it, and no one's going to do that.
Why is that? Is that just because it was one of the first PS3 / Xbox 360 games they did? Or?
This is just hearsay. This is just what I hear. That's, the reason why they don't do it.
Wow.
Because it makes sense that they should do it, doesn't it?
And they did it for, every other game.
Yeah. This one. So that's why. So hopefully, I reckon Red Dead 3, don't you dare call it Red Dead Redemption 2 around me. But hopefully it'll be on PC.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Red Dead Redemption the second. Wait. Red Dead the second Redemption.
Red Dead game. Should call it Red Dead Ridiculous or something like that. Redonkulous.
Well, it's got to start with right?
Yeah. Remaster.
Yeah. Just Red Dead RE, reply, and that's it. Yes, but yeah, if
doesn't RE stand for regarding?
Well, it depends. In an email, RE in the subject line is reply. So you get RE
no, because you're saying regarding this subject.
Is that?
That's
I
what I
read it
always
as
thought.
Reply.
See, I always thought it was regarding, but it could equally be both.
It's true.
Both
I think
sense. If you know the answer to this question, please email us.
Yes.
At mattshanevideogame, what's the rest? Video game something at email something.
mattshanevideogame at gmail.com.
We look forward to your thing, and that's the end of the show. Thank you. Good night.
No,
wait, there's more. Oh my god.
Boom.
More.
We're still here. You went to turn off.
This is the bonus extra content that you get.
Yes. So some news this week.
Yeah, Nintendo showed that they are still dickheads.
Yes.
And announced that the much anticipated NX console will be dropping next year in March.
They say March. They didn't exactly say the NX is being released in March, but they tweeted out saying
stuff is happening.
March 2017 is the year for something, #NX.
Okay.
So it was very
That's like saying that's when it's come out, but in a very non-committed way.
Yeah, being, it is Nintendo.
Don't quote us.
There is a chance that maybe March will be when they announce the console.
Could be too.
Because they have actually said because they tweeted a lot this week. So much. No Nintendo Direct, just tweets.
Yeah.
So they also tweeted out that. So
it's written right there, Shane.
It is. So they tweeted out that E3 this year, the focus of E3 for Nintendo will be the new Zelda game, which is what makes me think
the one they didn't launch with the
Wii U, the one that they said they were going to launch in 2015.
Yeah.
And
it's 2016, baby. It's still not here. But now we know when it's going to come out.
Yes. Kind of. So the NX is something happening with the NX is in 2017. Mm-hmm. The E3 is Zelda related only, apparently, is what they're saying, which makes me think that maybe March is too soon to see the NX actually drop if they're not going to show it at E3. But they did then say that Zelda is delayed until next year, and it will be released on both the Wii U and NX simultaneously.
RIP Wii U.
Yeah.
The only reason to hold on to one. Now go on.
Yeah, at least for the rest of the year, or unless there is still games.
Unless we hear about backwards compatibility. If the NX is backwards compatible with the Wii U, but if it is, that means that the NX is going to have one of them gamepad screens as well.
But
which doesn't make any sense.
I want the gamepad screen. I like it so much.
It's alright if you want it, but if they do, then it's what's the point of making this new console? It's got the same gimmick. or innovation, however you look at it.
Well, but I don't know if like Nintendo have been known for, like, I'm not sure. I don't know when they say gimmick started. I know the Wii was definitely the first gimmick control scheme. Like, you could look back at.
Oh, the GameCube kind of looks a bit. No, I wouldn't say gimmicky. I don't know. What would you think? Do you think the GameCube is gimmicky, or if it's just like a specific design choices that they made? Because they wanted to look a bit more like toyish and stuff. Because that's where their focus was different from the. They like Nintendo looked at the PlayStation 2 and thought it like didn't look like a game console. It looked like this drab big black box, and that like kids weren't gonna have fun with it and stuff. So as opposed to like the colorful, cool looking and the same in the controller as well.
Like
gimmicky? I don't know. Definitely the Wii.
Yeah, I don't know if I could call the GameCube controller. Like, it definitely looks weird, and you could call its style
even
choice.
The N64 controller was weird.
Yeah, but see, Nintendo, they were the first to do analog control, and I think that's where they've always tried to push control schemes, let alone it being gimmicky or not. They've always tried to go, okay, let's see what we can actually do to interface with these games. So the analog stick was a big plus. The 2 analog sticks on the GameCube, I don't know if it was the first, was a plus, except the second analog stick was a C stick. Wasn't really an analog stick. And then the Wii was good for light gun games.
And a nunchuck on it.
And bowling.
And bowling. Don't forget bowling.
Don't forget. And then you've got the what was the Wii Fit balance board.
Oh, amazing!
That was a good one as well.
Are you serious?
Not really. It was all right. I don't own one, but they did. What happened is
call yourself a gamer. I don't have one.
They tried to implement that in other games. Like, some other games would be like compatible with it, stuff like
what?
that. Well, stuff like the Raving Rabbids series.
Oh, yeah.
They did stuff on it. There were some other games as well, but I never played any of them. Yeah, but then obviously the Wii U was the gamepad, but the gamepad is their controller. So what if they actually stuck to a controller style for between a generation instead of just going, here's a new one, here's a new one, here's a new one.
That seems like so very anti-Nintendo though.
Yeah, because like Xbox and PlayStation have pretty much, they've upgraded it. They've done some small changes, but
what do you
never
think
really.
NX stands for? Nintendo X.
Yeah.
Extreme.
Because the Wii was all about playing with multiple people.
Well, it's not the 10th console, I don't think so.
Oh, definitely not.
Unless you count handheld, maybe. But even then, I don't think they would.
No, I don't think they would do something like that. Like Nintendo 10. Well, it's already...
There's already 10 in there.
Yeah, there's already 10 there, so what's the point? But anyway, we don't know anything. And
all we know is that the Wii U is fucked.
The Wii U is probably going to stick around.
It's wrecked. There's no... Just give up. There's absolutely no point in buying one unless you got like $5 spare in your pocket.
Wow. It would be interesting to see how they do pricing schemes and how they drop it before the new console comes out. It's definitely not going anywhere if they're releasing Zelda on the console, on both consoles. But you probably won't see any first-party titles on the Wii U after the NX. Zelda will probably be the only first-party title on the Wii U. Yeah, I don't know. But and if from their news as well, we won't be seeing any NX at E3, so we won't know until next year.
No,
and that's a long way away. Gives me time to save for the next console. So yeah, sad news, but not so sad for you.
No. Only good news for me. Get to play the field, see what happens, make decisions.
Yeah. Yes. And then the last little bit of news, another RIP.
Yes. Just sad time for video game places.
Yes. So Lionhead Studios.
Makers of games such as Fable.
Yes.
And I think they did Black and White and that back in the day.
Lionhead was the studio headed by notorious game developer Peter Molyneux. Molly
Hugh,
Nukes.
Molly Man.
old P Molly.
I used to know, like, back when they did Bullfrog, when they were Bullfrog, and they did, like, games like Syndicate and stuff like that. Those were cool. And, like, you could have Molyneux be, like, the name of your agent or something like that. But I didn't understand the significance of it at the time.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter now. Well, he left Lionhead anyway in 2012.
Yes.
And now they need to trade the H for another D because Lionhead is now Lion dead. Because they closed it.
Rip.
Microsoft closed down Lionhead yesterday.
Yes.
So they're gone. Like, see ya.
There you go. There was apparently a 6-week consultation period with the employees.
Oh, true. Grief counseling.
And then they just decided, let's just close it completely.
They've got VR stuff to worry about.
Exactly. Oh, wow. They've even taken down lionhead.com.
Yeah. That's how
Straight up just gone.
Yep.
Yeah, so Molyneux's gone. Anyway, a little while ago.
And the rest of them are gone.
Yep, they're all gone.
And so there's going to be probably no more Fable games.
No, they apparently had one in the talks.
Yeah, the Legends. Yeah, I'd seen like videos and stuff like that. It was in beta for like forever, and they cancelled that a couple weeks ago.
See, I think without Peter Molyneux, they didn't have anyone to go.
They didn't have any hype beasts to hype them up.
They didn't have hype beasts, and didn't have anyone go, look, I understand we said we'd do this, and we haven't done that, but let's launch it anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just lie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's not do it and say we did.
Pretty much. But Microsoft definitely did. They axed them.
Maybe EA will pick up the Fable licensing now.
Or Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if anyone
choices.
actually wants it.
Do people want another Fable game? I don't know. I probably don't want another Lionhead Fable game, to be honest. You've seen what they can do. And it was good, but 3 is pretty good.
Yeah. But I think the thing with Lionhead games is don't listen to any of the hype. No. Buy it without listening to anyone, and you'll enjoy the game. If you listen to everything they say they're going to do,
you're only going to be disappointed.
Exactly. But no more.
No.
I think Peter Molyneux's still doing like stuff like that, because you know how he had the big Cube mobile game? Did you ever play that?
No.
There was this game, right? And it was headed by Peter Molyneux, and he says, okay, it's a social experiment of a game, and there's a big cube filled with hundreds of millions of little squares.
Okay.
And everyone jumps onto this cube, so it's live around the world, this one cube, and you just tap at it, and you tap away the squares. And the person to break the last square gets a reward.
Okay.
And that was the game.
It's done.
So you just go in and you would...
You had me until that last pass, the last hitting of the cube.
Yeah. And I think... I can't even remember what the prize was, but the prize was like... There was a video that it was Peter Molyneux saying some stuff in the video.
Yeah, telling some lies.
And then I think they won like... I don't even remember. Nothing too great. And everyone was just like, oh.
I'm pretty sure he almost died one time.
Really?
He like fell in a hole in the ice one time and almost drowned, but he didn't.
Oh, wow. So he's a survivor.
He's a survivor, yes. He's going to make it.
It was called Curiosity, What's Inside the Cube.
Curiouser and Curiouser.
But then people would just
Maybe they'll make a 10 anniversary of that game.
HD remake.
Time, yeah.
VR support.
I guess that means they're not going to remake 2 and 3 of Fable either. Well, maybe they could. Microsoft still would earn that? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess maybe Microsoft Studios themselves would do Fable stuff.
Yeah.
But they're more interested in making a console that is not as great as a PC, and I mean,
a little bit better than a PS4. That's what they're aiming for.
No, PS4 is better.
Oh yeah, but that's what they're aiming for, though.
That's what they're aiming for. Yeah, they're more about the the experience of the whole lounge room instead of like developing a console that can actually play games. But anyway,
Yes.
ending on a sad note.
Lion Dead, R.I.P.
Yep.
Rip. So that's it for us.
That's it for this week.
At the Matt and Shane.
That's for just
Video
cutting
game
out.
show.
Just completely. Just the Matt and Game show. Just Matt and his games.
Just Matt, me and my games, and some other guy sometimes.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to write to us? The email is mattshanevideogame show.
I was going to cut in, and then you started saying
Why
it.
you
So I'm
didn't
like,
come in? So
yeah. So it's mattshanevideogame@gmail.com.
we'll see you next time.